Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Ela sempre fala isso. Tá. Tá, vamos ver aqui nesse evento aqui, vamos ver o que é, né? História. Como é que tá escrito aqui? O pássaro noturno se retira com o cair das cortinas. Um novo texto. Depois a gente continua a missão no deserto. Ela é na cidade mesmo, né? Vambora, né? Nice to meet you. E já foi pra missão.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay! That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tarasuna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
just
fine.
Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Mesmo assim, vamos prestar atenção, né?
Great! Let's go find out what this Tarasuna mystery is all about.
Ué, então pra Azul a gente não já fez resolver esse dela, não? Santuário. Vamos lá ver.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Isso aí. Procurando por mim, se você está procurando pelo viajante, sou eu.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Lada. Salada.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
Não acredita, vou embora.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tarasuna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
Ih, a gente não sabe.
I see.
Desculpe por não poder ajudar desta vez. Ah, mas a gente já fez missão em Tarazuna, tá? Que não conta.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tarasuna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive or a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens?
Bem
Seems
suspeito,
kind
cara,
of
bem
fishy to
suspeito.
Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Será que é o quê?
Wait, so there are two missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of
Novo
history to it.
personagem.
Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Tinha que fez essa missão.
Wow,
Com
yes,
Kazuha.
you really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin
Isso
art.
que é clã ainda.
Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
A gente sabe sobre o clã.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Inês.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears.
Que drama.
I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far
Olha o
the
drama que ele
most.
fala pra dizer uma
Get
coisa,
to the
né?
point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
Então ele tá falando da Shogun. Kabukimono, né? Uma coisa assim. Eles estão querendo falar da Shogun, pelo que eu entendi aqui, né?
A puppet?
É a Shogun, velho. A marionete da Shogun, que é arconte elétrico, deve estar governando Inazuma com ela enquanto conversamos. Não poderia ser ela. O Kabukimono, né? Deve ser o Escaramujo. Mas o que ele estava fazendo 400 anos atrás em Tatarasuna, né?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Encarnar Paimon. Tá. Encarar a Paimon e esperar que ela fique calada.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Me dê o livro, me dê. Nossa, autor Suada. É Sawada, né? Não sei como fala o nome dele. Ilha nas nuvens escuras. Isso aqui vou nada ler, esqueçam. Diz que eu fui mais às 3 horas da tarde desse dia. O pessoal chegou em Tatarasuna, ao ver os trabalhadores em uma fábrica, dirigiu-se até eles em um caminho pela montanha, restando a sola de seus sapatos sobre a superfície dela. Seus passos emitiam um som comovente e todos que o escutavam. Era como se ele não tivesse outro propósito, né, senão abraçar as pedras preciosas entre as chamas. Somente alguém, né, que viu esta cena poderia compreender essa emoção. Então o jovem cumprimentou os trabalhadores com euforia e correu em direção a eles exultante, né? E se juntou à equipe sem um momento de hesitação. Um homem atarracado, né? Uma cabeça mais alta que os outros, aproximou-se dele para lhe dar uma tampinha, né? Um tapinha, né? Nas costas. Cidade de Nazuma, mérito foi percorrido aquele caminho, para ir voltar para um lugar tão distante. Pô, quiserem ler aí, fique à vontade, tá? Nossa, é um livro legal, hein? Um jovem de roupas ordinárias e um cachecol estava parado perante o forno, observando o fogo. As chamas utilizadas em ferrarias não são como as demais. A dimensão do fogo possui uma relação direta com a qualidade do aço e da lâmina. Essa pessoa olhava o fogo e não era comum. Havia um largante na ponta de seus dedos e ela estava com uma expressão sorridente. Nossa, essa cena agora passou em minha cabeça. Tá. O espaço era gigantesco, sua fornalha ainda mais profunda. Geralmente seria necessário muitas pessoas para trabalhar nela, mas ela estava sozinha aqui. Era um sucessor digno do clã, né? Oficial de arsenal de Tatarazuma, né? Ele nasceu no clã Eniwa, uma das 3 famílias da Arkenshin, né? Que é do Kazuha. Nunca havia competido com seus irmãos e irmãs. É um sucessor digno do clã. Prova disso a respeito dos outros nobres possuíam por ele, né? Tá. Pô, isso aqui é um texto legal, hein? Segurar aí. Legal, legal. Quem quiser aí, ó. Legal, vamos pular para a parte final dessa história trágica, né? Tá, vamos por último aqui. As partes restantes parece que não, tá? Dá uma olhada aqui. Essa Ania, né? Desapareceu e ninguém sabia o seu paradeiro. Depois de algum tempo, Nagamasa, né? Convocou exércitos de homens para realizar uma busca. Começaria na foz e continuaria pela montanha. No entanto, eles não encontraram nada. Alguns pensam que algo infeliz aconteceu com ela. Outros pensam que ela foi incapaz de receber a punição devido a um estranho incidente, né, que aconteceu no passado. Isso levantou a suspeita das pessoas e Nagamasa, né, parecia descontente e furioso. Às vezes despertava mais medo olhar para o rosto dele do que enfrentar aquelas nuvens escuras. De repente a figura apareceu e desapareceu, né? Como um relâmpago. Nagamasa, né? Imediatamente notou uma presença estranha. Então ele balançou sua espada para arrancar a máscara do suspeito. Ele estremeceu por um momento, mas como uma marionete ficou atrás de Nagamasa, né? Com uma risada maldosa e disse: "Você está procurando alguém, senhor? Será que você está procurando por ela, né? Por ali, não sei como falar o nome dela." Nagasama gritou em fúria. Nagamasa, né? Como se atreve a falar sobre a mestre, né? E perante a lâmina que caía sobre ele, a figura foi partida em uma neblina. Mas só podia ver uma sombra fantasmagórica, né? "Foi você que matou o meu povo?" gritou furioso, né? O Nagamasa. Apenas para ser segurado pelo Tatsudagi, né? Conforme seu sentido retornara, ele percebeu que estava prestes a cair na fornalha. Nuvens escuras.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
Ah, não. Calma aí. Você fica uma pesquisa auxiliar para o projeto. Abrindo o velho do Varumana. Ainda não possui edição. Análise sobre o possível grande relevância, né? Histórica de Tarazuna. É. É. Ai. Tiverem disposição e vontade para ler quantos parágrafos já tá. Nossa. Vão pausando se quiserem, assim, né? Pra ter aquela vontade no coração, leitores, né? Cabo Kimono. Não sabemos seu nome completo, onde nasceu, buscávamos muitas fontes e combinadas com o ponto de vista de Ruimi e postulamos, né, que essa figura se trata da marionete estranha dos rumores. Acredito que ele era uma marionete, talvez tinha tido algo a ver com a morte do Katsugari, né? Katsuragi, né? É isso aí.
Sawada
Perfeito.
was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay.
Parece mais uma light novel. Será que esses caras já escreveu um ensaio antes?
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
Eu deixarei vocês trabalharem, né?
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so
Contar
much.
sim, claro. Vou. A gente vai conversar ali, né, Paimon? Ele encarará Paimon.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't
Meio
it?
que esse cara monstro, né? Ele é de Taratarazuna, não? De Inazuma, né?
Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh?
Sim.
After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic.
Acabar.
There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Floresta. Quem é aquele ali? É ele, né? O que houve? Foi esse cara monstro, né?
Did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Ele virou do bem? Virou do bem? Duvido muito, hein? O pássaro noturno se retira com o cair das cortinas.
Go, Barbara, go!
Go! A gente foi pro santuário. Fala com a Nahida. Os dois aí. Amizade para sempre.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are.
Somos
Nahida,
nós.
bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain.
Explique.
It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
silêncio.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
Como você não explica que o cara tá usando por aí?
Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Entende que descartou como se fosse lixo.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Sério, estou morrendo de pena. Sacanagem.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nihira, don't listen to him! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nihira, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
Para mim? Incluir para minha irmã?
As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
Discutindo essa história no próximo, vai ficar muito grande, velho.